do this. No swearing. There's no swearing in this episode. Swearing in every other episode on my channel, though. So check those out. We are going with a classic. Tick, tick. Tick tock, like going like this. My name is Joe. These are just opinions. I am Joepinionated. Today, it's time again for the Christmas movie marathon brought to you by Rad Flicks, which is a podcast on the channel. You can find me on YouTube at My Friend Joe. Christmas movie marathon, it's a movie every single night from American Thanksgiving to Christmas Day. I haven't actually made the list yet, so I'm kind of sitting with a bunch of options in front of me, and I'm just going to plow through it. Some of them I've already watched. We're getting started a little early around here. And yeah, be sure to check out the channel. There's a few other Christmas episodes, all my Christmas albums ranked, and a couple other Christmas movie marathons in there. Give you some ideas. 2025 Christmas movie marathon. Once again, this is for the hardcores. Understand that watching a Christmas movie every single night from now until Christmas isn't for everybody. Bare minimum, you get a couple ideas for some shows you haven't watched in a while. Okay, Christmas movie marathon 2025 brought to you by me. That is Joe here on the channel, Joepinionated. We're starting it off with November 27th, as we always do. So November 27th, shout out to Tristan from the Tristones. Happy birthday. Shout out to Jimi Hendrix. Rest in peace. November 27th, American Thanksgiving this year. And on American Thanksgiving, one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The first movie on the Christmas movie marathon. First movie, November 27th, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And if you're like me and you've seen this movie 100 times, go on to YouTube. There's an hour and a half of footage that wasn't included, like extra scenes available on YouTube. The movie was originally around 4 hours long. John Hughes had written it in a weekend. I mean, it's John Candy's greatest role. It's probably Steve Martin's greatest role, and it's John Hughes's masterpiece as far as directing goes. I think it's his best movie. November 28th, we're going with Simpsons Christmas. Any one of them, really. I know they're all available now on Disney Plus, so you can watch the Simpsons classics. I mean, there's so many classics that the Simpsons started out with a Christmas special, and when you watch it now, it looks kind of pretty bad. but that's how it all got rolling. And I mean, when the Simpsons came out, that was a massive deal, and I remember just everybody was obsessed with Simpsons for years, right up until around season 10. It's kind of when I dropped off on it. But I noticed the later episodes of Simpsons have gotten a little bit raunchy almost, like they're definitely pushing the envelope these days. Kudos to Simpsons Christmas, and on November 28th, getting a little bit in the mood, watch a little half-hour episode of The Simpsons. Okay, November the 29th, another TV show. I'm going with Trailer Park Boys Christmas special, Xmas special, Trailer Park Boys. This has some major heart. If you haven't seen the Trailer Park Boys before, it's a great introduction because it's actually kind of a prequel to the series, the Trailer Park Boys, which is top 5 funniest shows I've ever seen. Trailer Park Boys. Very few shows where I've really fallen in love with the characters, and Trailer Park Boys is certainly one of them. Certainly one of the best, heartfelt, great shows. There's never any violence, as much as there's guns going off and stuff like that. There's never any blood and real violence in these shows, which I kind of find admirable. Just absolutely hilarious. November 29th, we are watching Trailer Park Boys Xmas special, and that's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. All right, November the 30th for the Christmas movie marathon here on Rad Flicks 2025. I'm gonna go from one of these box sets here. And this one, I'm not really sure where to find it other than on DVD. I'm sure it's on one of the streaming services, but I'm going with one of with The Year Without Santa Claus. I believe it's Rankin and Bass. I could be wrong. This is a movie about Santa Claus deciding to retire, and then Mrs. Claus kind of takes the reins. The Year Without Santa Claus. I remember watching this one when I was a little kid, like it quite a bit. And same thing, you can probably find one of these box sets at your local secondhand store. Suggest picking it up. All right, next up, we're in December, and 25 days to go till the big man comes down the chimney, and we're gonna go with a Rankin Bass again, right off the hop. We're going with this guy here, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, obvious classic. Get you in the spirit. Maybe you got the tree up already at this point. Rankin and Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Always loved the old Mad TV skits where it's the Godfather version of Rudolph. Incredible. December 1st, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right, December the 2nd, early this year, we're going with The Grinch. Now, that's any version of the Grinch. We've got Jim Carrey's version from somewhere around 2000. We got the original cartoon, like TV special here, the Grinch. And that's only half an hour long, something like that. I mean, it all stemmed from this great Dr. Seuss book, which I highly suggest you pick up, which is basically the script to the original cartoon. Or, you know, my daughter loves this one, the latest Grinch. I think it was 2020, somewhere around there, maybe. Grinch just got a pretty cool soundtrack as well. Tyler, the creator, on here. Any version of the Grinch, December 2nd for the Rad Flicks Christmas movie marathon 2025. All right, up next, December the 3rd, we're gonna branch out a little bit, go with a Hanukkah movie from Adam Sandler, Eight Crazy Nights. I love this movie. I think it's absolutely hilarious. It doesn't really teach you much about Hanukkah. It's more about, you know, the spirit of giving, spirit of this time of year, and Adam Sandler making a bunch of swearing a lot. Honestly, this one's shaping up to be an all-timer for me. I love this movie. Eight Crazy Nights. Shout out to Adam Sandler. Underrated actor, Adam Sandler. All right, December the 4th. December the 4th this year, we are going with either The Muppets Christmas Carol or It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas. Is that what it's called? It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas. One or the other for this year's Rad Flicks Christmas movie marathon. Love these. Love the soundtracks as well. My daughter, it's one of her favorites. So we've got a ton of decorations around the house for the Muppets Christmas Carol. Guess I forgot to grab the soundtrack. But anyways, I got the soundtrack, a picture disc. I actually got it Winners, and that's my daughter's. So maybe she's got it hidden away somewhere. All right, December the 5th. December 5th, we are going with a classic. Miracle on 34th Street. You've probably seen this one. You may have seen the 94, I believe, version by John Hughes. One of my favorites is, of course. But the original still really stands up. It's black and white. You could probably find a colorized version if that's something you need to have. But black and white movies at Christmas are great. You've got all the Christmas lights going on, you know, lose yourself in a movie. Miracle on 34th Street. I got to go to the Macy's when I was in New York the first time, actually. Me and my wife went there to the old Macy's building by the Empire State Building. And the coolest thing about the Macy's building for me was actually they have a wooden escalator down on the ground level there. Maybe it's not there anymore, but it was when I first visited New York. And that's actually what I think about when I watch this movie. I don't know why it seems so cool to me, but I had never seen a wood escalator before. And I thought that was badass. Miracle on 34th Street, though, is a great movie. Holds up. Up next, I realize there's many versions of this one, but this year we're going with George C. Scott's. I mean, this is like, there's probably 5 Christmas carols technically on this list, but this year I really want to pay attention and homage to this version of A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. Number one, I love George C. Scott. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick guy, and also, you know, Patton. This movie, A Christmas Carol, it's awesome because George C. Scott's an incredible actor, and I think that his portrayal of Scrooge is the best. You know, there will never be another Scrooge as well played as George C. Scott plays Scrooge in this movie. He's great. December 6th, A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. I think the year is like 1980, but I could be wrong. It's like around 80, 81, something like that. My eyes don't work so well. Okay, Christmas Carol. Plowing through them here. December the 7th, we are going to watch Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, December the 2nd. Home Alone's always come up on my list because they're absolutely amazing. This is actually the Home Alone 2 Dixon flannel, the McAllister 2. I'm always rocking these Dixon flannels. I'm looking for a sponsorship. Come on, guys. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Sure, there's problems with it. There's problems with the whole, you know, murdering the bad guys 500 times, I guess. But oh well, who cares? Duncan's toy chest is great. I love the Bird Lady. This is just a great movie about New York and the Trump Plaza or the Plaza Hotel, and yeah, everything cool about this. Got lots of great memories checking out these sites, touring around New York. So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. December the 7th. December the 8th. We are watching one of my favorite movies of all time, It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jim Stewart, Donna Reed, and directed by Frank Capra, legendary Frank Capra with legendary Jim Stewart. I call him James Stewart on the covers of these. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to call him Jim Stewart, but that's what I've called him. Got the colorized version at a thrift store in Seashell recently, so I'm kind of kind of pumped on that, even though I have the colorized version on digital. Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time is It's a Wonderful Life, and it's essential in my Christmas movie watching. I watch it every year, usually alone these days because my kids have never really picked up on it or liked it that much. But I do love me some It's a Wonderful Life, and I love watching it in color because it's totally different in color, and for me that's just fun. It's something different, right? It's a Wonderful Life. All right, December the 9th. We're switching it up a little bit with a classic written by Chris Columbus, and this is the one he handed over to Steven Spielberg in order to get off the ground. Steven Spielberg loved it. Loved what he had done previously as well. The way it worked, it reminded him of a young version of himself, and so he bought this one, Gremlins. Gremlins based around Christmas time. The ground, Gizmo is a Christmas present. It's very cool. I mean, it looks like a cross between a Spielberg and a John Carpenter movie. There's nothing really that frightening about these movies. Gremlins 1. Did Joe Dante direct Gremlins 1? Oh yeah, directed by Joe Dante, who's an awesome director. And I love Gremlins 2 as well. Love it. But this one here, Joe Dante, of course. Gremlins, incredible movie, and written by Chris Columbus, who later on went on to direct this movie and Harry Potter and wrote The Goonies. Okay, on December 10th, Rad Flicks Christmas Movie Marathon. You know the rules. Movie every single night up till Christmas. Get with the program. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you. Up next, December the 10th, we are watching this one, Elf. I believe it was from 2002 or 3, somewhere in there. Incredible surprise. I remember going to the theater and thinking this was going to be lame. I really did. And as much as Will Ferrell was absolutely hilarious in some other movies and SNL, I don't know. I didn't have big expectations for this movie. I left this movie thinking like this is the best Christmas movie in a long time. And it still holds up to this day. It's a lot of people's favorite Christmas movie. And yeah, I remember I was friends with somebody that worked at the movie theater. I got the poster from the movie theater. That used to always be a thing. How hilarious is this movie? It's a great cast, a one-off Christmas classic. Too bad he couldn't follow that up with that Spirited movie, which I didn't like, which never made this channel. Elf is great, and we're watching it on December the 10th. All right, up next, another version of A Christmas Carol on December the 11th. Now I've got on the McAllister one, Dixon Flannel. Come on, Dixon. Come on, Dixon. Give me some money. Scrooged. Bill Murray. Scrooged. Yeah, it just like totally disappears. Lame. Background sucks. It's another Richard Donner Christmas movie, and another Richard Donner banger. This movie is hilarious. This is one of Bill Murray's best movies, if not his very best. He is really cooking with gas around this time, with this and Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters that just came out a couple years prior. This is great. I love the different takes, another interesting look at a modern Scrooge in our day and time. And it really kind of works. And it looks really dated now. It looks really 80s now, which is kind of dope. It's so funny. I find different hilarious things every single time I watch this, but Bill Murray can say so much without saying anything at all and just crack me up. Bill Murray, Scrooge, December the 11th. All right, December the 12th, going with this one, White Christmas from Bing Crosby. Another Christmas classic that I'd only watched for the first time a couple of years ago, and I did really like it. Then I watched it another time, and I wasn't that crazy about it. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. Maybe just listen to the record if it's not your thing. Bing Crosby, White Christmas, one of the early Christmas classic movies and soundtracks for sure. All right, December the 13th, I'm going with the Robert Zemeckis movie, Polar Express, December the 13th? December the 13th, I'm going with the Polar Express. Didn't like this movie when I first watched it. Thought it was a little bit lame, but only watched the first like maybe 10 minutes and shut it off. I was just like, this isn't for me. Once I finally got through it, it's a great movie. It's really well made. It's there's Christmas magic in it. The music is actually really good. Who doesn't like Tom Hanks? Come on, Tom Hanks, all right. And he plays a bunch of characters in this movie with Robert Zemeckis, the guy he teamed up with for Forrest Gump. You know what? I think they made a Christmas classic. Honestly, it's a one-off. It's a great idea. It's different. I like that. If it comes together and it's a one-off, what more can you ask for? December 13th, we're watching the Polar Express. All right, December the 14th, classic time. I've actually already watched this one, Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas, December the 14th. And that's another short one. There's actually quite a few little episodes and stuff like that if you buy it digital. But this one comes up on TV all the time. I'm sure you can find it for free. Charlie Brown Christmas, great music. What's his name? Vince Guaraldi trio put together this cool little jazz album that goes along with it, and it's great. It makes me think of Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas. If you can have a type of Christmas tree named after your show, that's pretty cool. The Charlie Browner. You got a Charlie Browner there. All right, this is a fun time of the show where we talk about what's behind me. We got Buddy the Elf, Clark W. Griswold, Cousin Eddie, Santa from the Santa Claus, Marv, and Harry, and Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, John McClane from Die Hard, The Grinch, and then some characters from Mickey's Christmas Carol. All right, up next, one of my favorites as a kid, another Christmas Carol. So you and the family will definitely get used to this story, but an easy short one. And once again, I'd add to watch there's some other cartoons that go along with it. This one's by Disney. It's Mickey's Christmas Carol. And I own like 5 different versions of this. And they're all the same. But I mean, I still got my old VHS copy and got this record, and comes with a 45 and a sing along and all sorts of stuff. I think there's a booklet in here too. There's like this book. It's like this booklet in here too, so you can listen along to the storybook. The short special, they used to play it. I believe it was Christmas Eve night. So the 3 shows that I would watch pretty much every Christmas on television or Christmas Eve were It's a Wonderful Life, Mickey's Christmas Carol, and The Grinch. Yeah, so they do like the 2 half-hour specials, Mickey's Christmas Carol and The Grinch, and then that would roll into It's a Wonderful Life usually when I was really young. So this is a big deal for me. I'm not sure what year it came out, but I think it came out somewhere in the mid 80s, and it was still kind of new and fresh and cool at the time. So Mickey's Christmas Carol. This year on December the 15th, we're going to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Phil Hartman in Jingle All the Way, and Sinbad. Did watch this one last year, and it surprised me how much more I liked it than when I was a kid. I think when I watched it as a kid, I was too cool for it. I was kind of at that age, oh yeah, no, that's a kid's movie. And I think that's what kind of pulled away from that one for me, but it's actually a really good movie. It's actually really well done. It's an original story. It's dad looking for the toy on Christmas Eve, but it works. It's pretty funny. It still works to this day, and my kids liked it. So there you go. Jingle All the Way. And that one's available, I believe, as well on Disney Plus. All right, here's a little weird one. December the 17th, we're going to watch any Little House on a Prairie Christmas episode. This one will take you way back. The coolest thing about watching these Little House on the Prairie Christmas episodes is that a lot of things in these episodes weren't actually traditions in the United States at the time. That's kind of comical, but they bring it in, more leaning towards the church side of things. But Little House on the Prairie is an excellent TV show, and I've recently rediscovered it with my daughter the last few years watching it. I like every single episode. The Christmas episodes are great, and some of my daughter's favorites. One in particular, in I believe it's the 2nd or 3rd season, where people get stuck out in a snowstorm, and you got to go out and find them. It's just really well made. It's a great job. So get a hold of a copy, maybe rent it from the library. Little House on the Prairie, one of the earlier seasons, and try to get a hold of one of the Christmas episodes. They're all great. December 17th, Little House on the Prairie Christmas episodes. All right, up next, December the 18th, rest in peace, Paul Rubens. We are watching the Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special. I think it's called Christmas at Pee Wee's Playhouse. Always an early watch for me in December. I always make sure I catch this one every year, and I love Pee Wee's Playhouse, and I love Pee Wee's Big Adventure. And I watched that Paul Rubens documentary this year, and that was a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker for a couple reasons, because I did not realize that he had a falling out with Phil Hartman. That was very surprising to me. And he wrote, or Phil Hartman and him basically put together Pee Wee's Big Adventure together, but also just him as a person and how hurt he was by these things that happened and what really happened. And he's a beauty. I always loved Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I didn't know a lot about Paul Rubens himself, but I do highly recommend checking out his documentary, and then also Christmas at Pee Wee's Playhouse. Definitely watch that every year. That thing brings back all the feels. I was a kid when this came out. I remember watching it when it first came out. Pee Wee is pretty hot at the time. All right, December 19th, I'm going back to The Well for this one. The Well from about 3 years ago, I think it was. 8-Bit Christmas. 8-Bit Christmas. This is a movie, set in the mid to late 80s, and they do an excellent job representing that time. Even just the lingo around the kitchen table in this movie cracks me right up. And all the stuff surrounding Nintendo at the time. And, this is a movie about a guy trying to get a Nintendo for his kid for Christmas. It's just it's so relatable on so many levels. This movie really does it well. And it's an instant Christmas classic for me. I love 8-Bit Christmas because it's just so much surrounding my childhood, and I can relate to every scene in this movie. So 8-Bit Christmas, we're watching it on the Rad Flicks Christmas movie marathon on December the 19th. Let me know in the comments below if you're actually watching these movies or if you have intentions to watch certain movies but not others. I always respond back to the comments. So put it in the comments below what you're doing for your Christmas traditions or a movie I should include next year. I've got a list of like 100 movies that I'm picking from right now. I don't have the list pre-made. I'm just going with what I want to actually watch this year. Yeah, December the 20th, I've got to go with this guy, Home Alone, Part 1. I believe it's 1990 or 91, somewhere around there, 90. And and I'm wearing the McAllister one, the shirt he wears in Home Alone Part 1. Possibly the greatest Christmas movie ever made is Home Alone. And I think if I was doing my rankings of greatest Christmas movies, which I've thought about doing and just have a really hard time with it, but I'd probably put Home Alone in the top 3 for sure. December 20th this year, we're going with Home Alone. Yeah, December the 21st, I believe it's 1983, 84, somewhere in there. I don't have a copy of it close by here. I lent my copy out years ago and never got it back, but I do own it on digital. A Christmas Story. And that's where Ralphie's trying to get his Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. The whole movie from a child's perspective. I think a lot of movies, when they're done from someone's perspective, you got to appreciate the little details in the background, because what a kid's actually focused on, or what a kid dreams up in his mind, what's going to happen. It's very Christmas to the core, a Christmas story, because it's from a child's perspective, which is really what a lot of people do at Christmas time, is kind of get back into their, get to their roots and get to, the Christmas spirit is really the kind of like a loving, it's all about kids. Christmas is all about the kids, all these little things going wrong, and dad swearing at the furnace, and the neighbor's dogs getting into the bupkisses or whatever they're called, and the kids swearing. I love that scene. But yeah, I mean, the whole movie is incredible, has so many incredible moments. If you ask a kid about the movie, they'll remember a different part every time, which is pretty cool. That tongue on the flagpole. A Christmas Story, December the 21st. December the 22nd, going with one with a bit of heart, I think, A Christmas Star. And that's on Disney Plus. A Christmas Star. It's a story about a guy who breaks out of prison in a Santa suit, and then some Christmas magic happens. It's a little grimy. It's a little, B movie-ish in parts. Similar, I usually, I always have an Ernest Christmas on here, Ernest Saves Christmas, which I really like. And then I've realized that a lot of people really don't like that movie. A Christmas Star is kind of relatively new to me, just the last few years. It's got a lot of elements that Ernest Saves Christmas has that I love. And it's kind of that cheesy 80s TV production quality mixed with some heart and a different Christmas story. I dig it. I think it's great. I'm certainly a sentimental person, and I could see this one just living on in our Christmas traditions for a long time. For me, The Christmas Star, what do we have, December 22nd? December 22nd, The Christmas Star. So that means we got 2 more Christmas movies to watch in the Christmas movie marathon. Because on the December 25th, you're driving around and doing all that stuff, going to see people, and you can throw in a million movies. There's a whole bunch on TV. Choose from that. But December the 23rd this year, we're going to watch The Holdovers. Is it a really fun loving Christmas movie? No, it's very different from A Christmas Star or something like that. Paul Giamatti is looking after some private school kids at Christmas time. First thing I think of when I hear that is the movie Dutch, John Hughes classic as well. Another Thanksgiving movie. So maybe add that on. for November 27th, which I'm pretty sure this video is not even going to come out till the start of December. But anyways, The Holdovers. I watched it on a plane and that wasn't great. So I need to watch it again with the Christmas tree around and really get into this one because I could tell I liked it, but I watched it on a plane. And I've very rarely ever liked a movie that I watched on a plane. Pulls the movie down for me anyways. But I did like it, and I'm looking forward to watching it again and giving it a rewatch because I love Paul Giamatti, especially in American Splendor, and I'm looking forward to rewatching this one. So Holdovers, December the 23rd. It's not the most like uplifting movie, so I will put that as a caveat. So if you want to skip one, yeah, I'm not going to say that. So that leaves December the 24th, Christmas Eve. And there's one movie that I have to watch at Christmas time every year, especially Christmas Eve or December 23rd, Christmas Eve around that time. And that's this guy, Christmas Vacation. The old VHS copy. This wasn't my first copy. I had a taped copy, which I still have downstairs. And my taped copy, I wore out. So when I was 9 years old, I taped it. And the year I turned 10, I watched that movie, Christmas Vacation, over 20 times in December. I think it was 25 times, but I forget it. It was at least 20 times in December. And then my parents gave me a VHS copy for Christmas. Not this copy. My copy's actually toast. This is from friends of mine, John, who used to number all his videos here. But Christmas Vacation, one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Likely my most watched movie of all time is Christmas Vacation. It's got to be. If I watch it 20 times in a month, and I've watched it every single Christmas since, I've probably watched this movie at least 100 times. So Christmas Vacation, one of the funniest movies ever made, written by John Hughes again. Wasn't directed by Chris Columbus. He got a big arguments with Chevy Chase, who was a famously very hard to get along with person, but hilarious. And I love Chevy Chase. So Christmas Vacation, I don't know if there'll ever be, The Night Before came out a couple years ago, which is arguably the funniest Christmas movie I've ever seen, but Christmas Vacation still holds up. This is a classic. Clark W. Griswold, I don't got the Griswold flannel close by, but Clark Griswold started so many Christmas traditions for me, especially Christmas lights. I used to get up on the house with the staple gun and, I've got that moose mug thing, and it's just such a hilarious, great movie. Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve for the Rad Flicks Christmas movie marathon. And then, Christmas Day, eat, drink, be merry, watch another Christmas show. It's nice to watch Christmas movies between Christmas and New Year's. I mean, that is really the true 12 days of Christmas starts at Christmas. So you keep it going. I quite like that, is to watch a couple Christmas movies on the 29th, something like that. It kind of takes away from the Christmas blues or whatever, the post-Christmas blues. Keep it going. But have yourself a merry little Christmas. Be sure to check out my channel for more episodes, some more Christmas episodes coming up. Christmas movie marathon. Let's go. Let's go. Should have watched that thing out first. Also, remember to like and subscribe, comment. That really helps the channel. Once again, I'm sorry I'm a little low on facts and high on opinions. Respect to Christmas. Respect to Santa Claus. We out.
With the tips of our fingers, it gets colder, we can go back into something. I got my love to keep me warm on CD in a box in the hold. If it gets cold, we could play it. I got my love to keep me warm. When it snows, we can slay it. Winter's okay. Winter's okay. Winter's okay. Winter's okay. When it snows, we can sing with our mouths wide open and pretend we're in a Charlie Brown Christmas. When it snows, we can spin our tires, try to dig them out. Winter's okay.